Hi everyone, this is your mentor Mahi. Today we are going to discuss one of the most important topics of polity, that is president and its power. So this is one of the most important topic when you are preparing for any exam. And the powers and the topic of the president you cannot be covered it in whole aspect because the part 5 itself is containing the qualification, his tenure, and even impeachment and many more articles which is defining his power, his working accordingly. So let's get started. So firstly, it is very important for you to understand that president is the head of Indian state. He is denoted as union executive. When you are denoting him, he is the union executive. And the president is elected by the means of indirect election by those members which are chosen by us, which are elected through the election, like the MPs and the MLA that are residing in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and even in the state assemblies. Now, in this, you have to see that the elected members of both house of parliament needs to be present. Second is the elected members of the legislative assembly of the state, whether there is one, whether there are two houses, accordingly, because some of the states have two houses also. The third one is that the elected members of two union territories, Delhi and Puducherry, they are being given special powers in which they can or take part in the election of the president itself. Now, one of the most important points you have to keep in your mind is that they are all the elected members. They are not the nominated members by the president, like the 12 members which are nominated in Rajya Sabha and the two members nominated in which are Anglo-Indians. So these are not being allowed to vote, to cast their vote for the president. Okay. Now we will be discussing about the different powers of the president. Now his power is being classified in different aspects: executive power, judicial power, military power, then diplomatic power, emergency power, and legislative power. So firstly we are going to discuss about the executive power. The executive power, you see here that he is the one, all the orders or all the action of the government is being taken in his name. He is the one who appoints the Attorney General, the Controller and Auditor General of India, Election Commissioner. Then he is the one who is also appointing various commissions like scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and for the backward classes also. And even he appoints the interstate councils. Now, why the interstate council? These are important for maintaining a balance between the center and between the states. He is the one who appoints the administrator of the union territories, which is one of the most important. Now, one of the most important point is point number 10. That is that he has the power to declare any of the area as scheduled area and as the tribal area, keeping in coordination with the administrator of those areas also. Okay, so this was as it is. Now, next is the legislative power. The legislative power of the president itself is that he can summon or prorogate the parliament, and even he has the power to dissolve the Lok Sabha. And whenever the deadlock is said that when Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are in a position that the bill is being not passing, it is not passed, then in that cases a joint sitting of the Lok Sabha would be called out by the president itself. And at present there are three times when the joint sitting is being called. Okay, then one of the more next is that he is the one who addresses the parliament after the first general election, after every general election. He appoints speaker, deputy speaker, chairman, and he is the one who nominated the 12 members of the Rajya Sabha. He nominated two members of Lok Sabha, which are Anglo-Indian, and he can consult, like if there is a question of disqualification of the members, he can consult it with the chief election commissioner. Okay, and there are certain number of bills for which the introducing it to the house, it is very important that those bills needs to be have the recommendation of the president firstly. Okay, and he can even ask the controller general, UPSC, finance commission to lay their report before the parliament to know about the working or the decisions which they have been taken. Okay, now next power he is having, that is judicial power, which is very important. He is the one who appoints the chief justice. The Supreme Court judges are appointed by him. And one of the most important power is that, which is also not binding on him, is under Article 143, that he can take advice from the judges of the Supreme Court. He on the context of any question of law or fact, and it would not be binding on him. And he has the power of pardoning under Article 72, and that power is in three contexts: when the punishment is under any union law, when the punishment is under any court martial, and when the punishment is leading to the death sentence. In those questions, it need would be decided by president, and seeing all the aspects, it is upon his decision that he, and even he would take the advice of the prime minister and council of ministers also on this context, and accordingly on this he would be granting the pardon for that punishment. And that punishment would be whether he would pardon it or whether he would commute it. Means is substituting it to a lighter form. Lighter form is like if a person has been given death sentence, he would be given life imprisonment for life. That is simple. Now the next is diplomatic power. Diplomatic power is that the international treaties agreement that is approved by the parliament are negotiated and concluded in his name, and he is the representative of India in the international forum and affairs. That is one of the most important. And even the diplomats which are appointed, or the ambassadors are appointed, are by him under his power. Then military power, he is the supreme head, supreme commander of the defense forces, and he is the one who appoints chief of army, chief of navy, and chief of air force. Okay, and one of the next important is financial power. Financial power is when money bill is introduced, his recommendation is necessary. When union budget is being laid before the parliament, his recommendation, he is the one who causes the bill to be laid before the parliament. And on demand for grant, his recommendation is necessary. And when in the contingency fund of India is also under his control, because during the time of the budget, on allocation of the budget, some of the amount is not such that it all the amount would be allocated just in one go. It would take time, and that's why president would estimate certain amount. Then he is the one who constitutes the finance commission for every 5 years. And last but not the least, that is emergency power. This is very important in constitution, and the maker of the constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, finds it very important. Reason is that president is being given a power in three cases of national emergency under Article 352, president rule under Article 356, for this 365, and financial emergency under Article 360. Financial emergency till now has never been laid on. President rule have been laid a number of times. And national emergency, you know itself. Okay. So in all the context, whatever you have learned, it is a very wide concept. So it would not go in one video. So I would be making another part. And in that part, I would be defining the small portions which itself needs to be defined separately. Okay, so after all we have read, now it's time to have some quiz also. So now you have to answer in the comment section. The first question is that which of the following article empower president to call for joint meeting for both houses, and it was in CDS 2020. And second question is who appoint the judges of high court in a state under jurisdiction of article 216, that is chief justice, president, governor, collegium of supreme court. Okay, now you would be seeing these questions are very easy, but when you learn everything in bulk, sometimes in the paper the questions you have read, sometimes you make mistake at that time. So you need to be very careful and calm. Yeah, you will know the answer, that would be very brilliant, and that would be very good. So this is for now. Now you have to like this session, share this session, and comment down below if you like this video and if you want further parts also. And please give the answers of the question in the comment section. Thank you.